Ryan Rosenblatt from SB Nation Soccer here, previewing Mexico's World Cup qualifier this Friday against Costa Rica in San Jose. Now this is going to be the toughest match of the round for Mexico. The other two teams in the group, El Salvador, Guyana, not going to really test El Tri. It's really Costa Rica who's going to give them their toughest test, and doing it in San Jose, that's a whole other story. Now luckily for Mexico, they don't have to go to Saprissa Stadium. The old cauldron for the Costa Rican team where they used to play all their matches and where it used to be seemingly impossible to win, it's gone. I mean, it's still there, they just don't play there anymore. Now they play at a brand new national stadium, which is very nice and shiny and looks delightful. China paid a lot of money for them to build it, but it also has a track, and it separates the fans from the field. It's not near the intimidation that they used to get in the old Saprissa Stadium. It makes it much easier to win there now. On top of that, Costa Rica is just not as good as they used to be. What used to be the clear-cut number 3 team in CONCACAF isn't anymore. In their very first match of this round, they drew El Salvador at home. Old Costa Rica would have never done that. They still have some good players. They have Celso Borges, Christian Bolaños, Brian Ruiz, Alvaro Saborio. They have guys who can play, but they're not nearly as good as they used to be. This is still a match that Mexico should win. Even in Costa Rica, this is a match that they should win. And really, they should win almost every match they have in qualifying, both in this round and the next one. Mexico is undoubtedly the best team in CONCACAF right now. It's really all about preparing and make sure they're hitting their stride for 2014. Now, right now, hitting your stride means figuring out who's going to play up top. And it's a little bit of a question, a weird question for Mexico, because everyone assumed it was Chicharito. Javier Hernandez was their forward to go for the future. He's struggled lately, though. He hasn't been as good over the last year that he was before that, or even Peralta slowed down a little bit. Aldo de Nigris hasn't scored a goal in months. So who's the striker right now for Mexico? They kind of need to figure that one out. They need to get somebody back in top form. And once again, we're trying to figure out who's going to play in the central midfield, who's going to play in that double pivot for Mexico. It's kind of been the eternal question for El Tri of late. Jesus Zavala looks like he's going to be one of them. And then the other options, Jorge Enriquez, Hector Herrera, both guys who really started on that Olympic team that won gold, and young players who are ready to make their move to the senior team, they're hurt. They're not playing now. It's gone to the point they actually have to dig way deep there. Carlos Salcido, who's making his kind of late career transformation into a midfielder, he might get a chance there. And Gerardo Torrado actually got a call-up. Old man might get another chance in the center of that midfield for Mexico. And this isn't the match where they're kind of going to figure things out for the future, but it'll be interesting to see how a couple of the older hands deal with playing next to Zavala and figure out that midfield, because it's still a problem for them. Either way, they should roll here. This should be an easy Mexico win, except for that beat in San Jose part. It's not Saprissa. It's still a tough place to win. We'll see how El Tri handles that tough environment. Now, they probably should. They should get 3 points here and should be well on their way to that hexagonal round of qualifying. Might be able to clinch it this week. Make sure you tune in and head over to SB Nation Soccer for all your coverage of this match, both pre-game and match, again post-game. Thank you.